Hey guys, today is Thursday, which means it is Update Thursday on Old School RuneScape, and today we have just a regular quality of life improvements update to the game, nothing too big. That's what she said. We also have the release of the iOS mobile beta. If you guys actually apply to get into the iOS mobile Old School RuneScape beta, I don't know how many different ways to say it, they actually sent out the invites on Tuesday. So check your RuneScape in-game message system. If you guys go to the runescape.com website and then go to the messages, if you guys got an invite there for the iOS beta, then you guys got into the beta. They sent out beta invites to 5,431 players, so quite a few more than the Android invites. You won't be able to play until tomorrow, Friday the 13th of April, which is a funny date to actually start the beta, but I will actually have a video coming out tomorrow or Saturday going over the iOS beta, showing you guys the different features of it, maybe how it compares to the Android beta that happened a couple months ago. I actually am very excited to try it out, seeing as I've been waiting, and many of you guys have been waiting for so long, so at least you guys can watch the video I put out of the iOS beta. I'm really sort of hoping that they hurry up the process that they have going on. The fact that they promised this in December just sort of is crazy to me, and then it's gonna probably be released 6 months later. I don't know what that promise was. Again, I totally support them in this. I know that they want to have quality before they release some buggy version. They want it to be released in the best form possible, but it's sort of crazy to me that they sort of underestimated maybe the task of releasing this, or maybe they just had some unexpected occurrences happen that they weren't. I don't know. Why do you guys think it's being delayed so long? We'll make that the question for today's video. Why do you guys think that Old School Mobile is being delayed for so long after the initial, I guess, hype back in the winter of last year? It's just interesting topic, I guess. As I mentioned earlier, this week's update is pretty small, just a couple more quality of life improvements from the poll that they had a couple of months ago. The first one we have is that the Mauritania legs and Artie cloak now have a right-click teleport to specific locations when it's used in your inventory. Before, I believe you click teleport and then a separate menu popped up, so this just sort of speeds up the process. Those pesky player moderators will no longer have their chat filter through public chat when it's turned off. You may now commune with the undead chicken on all Ava's devices to ask it to stop gathering junk whilst it's worn, rather than just in your inventory. If you guys remember, before you always had to take off your Ava's device and then click commune while it's your inventory. It's really annoying to take it off, but now you can do it while it's equipped. This also applies to similar items like the Ava's device, like the ranging cape, except the max cape, because they apparently ran out of space for adding additional options on there. The hourglass overlay that you found in Pyramid Plunder is no more. It's been totally removed. The only thing showing how long you have left now is the bar in the bottom right corner, and I like this a lot because the hourglass before was so bulky, it took up so much space on your screen, so I'm happy that they finally removed it. But I guess it's a nostalgic piece of content that we lost forever, so rest in peace, Hourglass. Every once in a while, we have an update that comes out that sort of screws over certain players. I think the most famous instance of this is when the guy sold like 50,000 Zulrah teleports for very, very cheap, like 500 GP each or something. And then a couple months later, I think they updated it so Zulrah actually drops less of the teleports, and he lost out on potentially bills worth of GP. So yeah, whatever happened to that guy, I don't know, but this case isn't so bad. But the XP from selling Curved and Longbones to Barlak, the Dorgashkun Cave Goblin, has been increased 3 times the previous amount. So Curved Bones now give 6750 construction XP, and Longbones will grant you 4500 construction XP when handed in, which actually is quite a bit when you think about it. I actually saw a post of a guy a couple weeks ago who traded in like hundreds of these bones, and then this update comes out, so he lost out on a lot of construction XP, which on an Iron Man especially is pretty brutal. If you guys have Curved or Longbones stacked up in your bank, make sure you go use it on this guy, because it's, free construction XP. It's really, really good now. And finally, the Felled Up Hills glider pilot has passed his flight safety course. He now has a left-click glider option like all the other pilots. And now to the In Other News section. The Eggshell Plate Body, aka everybody's favorite Holiday Event plate body, no longer stretches when performing certain animations, so now it's totally fixed. The weight of the Angler outfit has been drastically lowered. We're not really sure why it was so heavy in the first place. Look at these, what are these periods here? Is this like a sarcastic sentence? I really can't. Whoa. I think they really were just genuinely confused as to why it was so heavy. If you approach the point limit in the volcanic mine, you'll now be notified before you hit the limit. They fixed the pathing when trying to get to certain tree patch, fruit tree, or hardwood trees. This last one here is actually pretty interesting. The Twisted Bow has actually had a buff to it, but just within raids, just within the chambers of Zarek. The accuracy and damage modifiers used by the Twisted Bow have had their formula tweaked a little bit to better handle NPCs with abnormally high magic stats. If you guys didn't know, the Twisted Bow's accuracy and damage works by looking at the NPC's magic stats, and that ranges between 0 and 350, and the bow gets better and better towards the 350 end. But the NPCs with magic stats that are way over 350, which are present in raids when you're in large teams because of the dynamic scaling, the bow used to become worse. This change will now instead mean that the bow will now act like the NPC has magic stats of 350, even if it actually has higher stats than that. So even if the boss you're fighting has a magic stat of like 500, it's still going to act like 350 when it's being attacked by the twisted bow. I really don't do raids that often, so I'm not really sure why it was changed, but for you guys who do raids, does this mean big things for the twisted bow and raids? Are people going to start using it there a lot more often? Either way, to end it all off, a small buff to twisted bow in raids. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Again, really not that big of an update. We haven't seen a bigger update come out in a while on this game, so that's why these Update Thursday videos have been pretty short recently, but I guess enjoy the quality of life improvements for today, and I'll see you guys next week for the next Update Thursday video. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Wow.